What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Daniel's English Podcast. This is our Friday Deep Dive, Level 3. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I really appreciate your time. Our topic today is English slang native speakers use daily. No filters, no slowdowns, just real, authentic English for advanced learners.
I am so excited to be here, Daniel. Honestly, slang is like the secret sauce of conversation. It's what makes English feel alive and, well, real.
You know what? You're absolutely right. It adds color. So, Sarah, where should we start our journey into the world of daily native slang today?
Let's start with this morning. I woke up and the sunlight was just barely creeping through the heavy velvet curtains, hitting my eyes in a weird way. I reached for my phone, and the cold glass felt like ice against my palm. I saw a notification that immediately changed the whole vibe.
Before we go further, I have to pause. Sarah said vibe. This is a core slang word. It's short for vibration, but describes an atmosphere. When she says it changed the vibe, she means the feeling of her morning shifted from peaceful to something else entirely. It's used for places and people.
Exactly. The room felt heavy suddenly. My friend had texted me some gossip, or as we say now, she was spilling some serious tea about a party.
Oh, tea. That's a big one. To be honest, I hear people using tea in almost every casual conversation lately. It's essentially the latest juicy information.
Right? So, I'm sitting there, my coffee is still steaming, sending little swirls of white vapor into the air, and I'm reading this tea about Mark. Apparently, Mark was being so extra at the dinner last night. He started complaining about the temperature of the artisanal water they served him.
Let's stop and look at extra. Daniel here to explain. When Sarah calls Mark extra, she means he is being dramatic, excessive, or over the top. If someone is doing way more than necessary to get attention, they are extra. It's usually slightly negative, but can be funny among close friends.
He really was. He was basically a whole production. I could almost hear the clinking of his silverware as he gestured wildly with his expensive watch. And then my friend texts. No cap, he actually asked to speak to the chef about the mineral content of the sparkling water.
Wait, no cap. This is essential for Level 3 learners. No cap means no lie, or I am not exaggerating. It's a way to emphasize truth.
It's the ultimate seal of honesty. So I'm reading this and I'm just dead. Like, I'm literally laughing so hard I'm hunched over my breakfast.
Let's analyze dead. In this context, Sarah isn't physically dying. It's slang for finding something so incredibly funny that you died of laughter. It's a high-level hyperbolic expression. You see it a lot on social media, often paired with the skull emoji. It's very common in casual texts.
You know what? It's funny because then I saw a photo of his face. He looked so salty because the chef didn't come out to talk. He had this pinched look, his eyebrows furrowed, and his lips pressed together into a thin, bitter line. He was just so annoyed.
Now, salty is a great one. It describes someone who is upset, bitter, or grumpy, usually over something minor or because they lost a bet. If you are salty, you are showing your frustration in a slightly childish way. It's like the taste of salt, sharp and perhaps a bit much.
Actually, seeing him that salty made me realize I needed to get out of the house. I couldn't let his drama live rent-free in my head. I put on my favorite sneakers, the ones with the worn-out laces and that soft, familiar squeak on the hardwood floor, and I headed out.
I love that expression, rent-free. It refers to someone or something that you can't stop thinking about. They are occupying space in your brain because you are worrying or obsessing about them, and they aren't paying you for that mental space. They are living there rent-free. It's very clever.
It really is a powerful mental image. So I'm walking down the street and I see this mural. It was clutch because I needed some inspiration. The colors were these vibrant teals and oranges, blending together like a sunset trapped on a brick wall. It was exactly what I needed.
Sarah used clutch. Learners, listen up. Clutch means something happened exactly when it was needed, or it was a perfect, timely solution to a problem. If you're hungry and find a granola bar in your bag, that bar is clutch. It's about being effective under pressure or in a specific moment.
To be honest, that mural really changed my mood. But then I bumped into my neighbor, and the whole situation got a little sus. He was wearing these dark sunglasses even though it was cloudy, and he was clutching a brown paper bag like it was a gold bar.
Wait, sus. This is short for suspicious. It became incredibly popular through gaming, but now we use it for anything that feels a bit off. If a situation doesn't feel right, or if someone is acting strangely, they are sus. It's a very quick, punchy way to describe a feeling of doubt.
He was definitely acting sus. He kept looking over his shoulder, his eyes darting back and forth behind those dark, opaque lenses. It was weird. I just waved and kept walking, because I didn't want to get involved. I was low-key worried he was going to ask me for a favor.
Let's look at low-key. This is the opposite of high-key. When you low-key feel something, it means you feel it quietly or secretly. It's a subtle emotion. You aren't shouting it from the rooftops, but it's there, simmering under the surface of your conscious thoughts and actions.
Exactly. I didn't want a confrontation. I just wanted to get to the cafe. When I got there, the line was low-key out the door. The smell of roasted beans was thick in the air, mingling with the scent of damp pavement from the light morning drizzle outside.
You really paint a picture, Sarah. But let's talk about the phrase bet. Have you used that lately? I feel like I hear it everywhere.
Oh, all the time. Someone says, "Hey, do you want to grab tacos later?" And I just reply, "Bet." It's like a solid yes.
Let me explain bet for our listeners. It originally comes from you can bet on it, meaning it's a certainty. Now it's just agreement. It shows you are down for the plan. It's confident. It's quick. It's the perfect one-word response to show you are on board with something.
It's so efficient. So I'm at the counter, and the barista looks at me and says, "The usual," and I just said, "Bet." He started steaming the milk, that high-pitched hiss filling the small space, and then he poured the foam into a perfect little heart shape.
That sounds lovely. But did he ghost you on the sugar? I know that place sometimes forgets the little things in the rush.
He didn't ghost me on the sugar, but he ghosted the conversation halfway through to talk to another coworker who just walked in.
Stop right there. Ghosted. Usually this means stopping all communication with someone you are dating without any warning or explanation, like a ghost. But here, Sarah uses it to describe someone just disappearing from a conversation. They are there 1 second, and then they vanished mentally or physically.
He just turned his back and started whispering. I felt a little snubbed, but honestly, the latte was so fire that I didn't even care. The first sip was creamy and hot, the espresso cutting through the milk with this sharp, rich bitterness that just woke up my soul.
Let's talk about fire. This is one of the most common adjectives right now. If something is fire, it means it is amazing, excellent, or incredible. We use it for food, music, clothes, anything that has a high level of quality. It's the modern equivalent of saying something is cool or awesome.
It was definitely fire. But then I looked at my watch and realized I was tripping. I thought it was 10:02, but it was 10:45. The numbers on the digital face seemed to pulse. I had completely lost track of time just staring at the rain on the window.
Wait, tripping. This is a classic. To be tripping means to be acting crazy, irrational, or to be completely wrong about a specific situation. If you think you saw a UFO, your friends might say, "You're tripping." Here, Sarah is tripping because she completely misjudged the time of day.
I really was. I scrambled to gather my things. My bag was heavy, the strap digging into my shoulder through my thin cotton sweater. I had to book it to my meeting. I was power walking, my breath making little clouds in the chilly air, weaving through the crowded sidewalk.
To book it is such a visceral expression. It means to move very fast or to run. Sarah wasn't just walking, she was moving with urgency. It's often used when you are late or when you are trying to catch a bus. It implies a sense of speed and determined movement forward.
I finally made it. I walked into the lobby and the air conditioning hit me like a wall of cold, sterile wind. It was refreshing. The receptionist gave me a look that was pure shade. She didn't say anything, but her raised eyebrow said everything about my lateness.
Ah, shade. To throw shade is to subtly or indirectly insult someone. It's not an open argument. It's a look, a comment, or a gesture. It's a very common term in pop culture. When someone throws shade, they are expressing disapproval without being overly aggressive or loud about it.
She was throwing so much shade, I felt like I needed an umbrella. I just kept my head down and walked to the elevator. The elevator ride felt like it took a century. The hum of the motor was the only sound in the small metallic box as I waited.
You know, Sarah, this whole story is so relatable. I think our listeners can really feel the pressure of being late and judged.
I hope so. Anyway, I get to the meeting and my boss is there. He's usually pretty chill, but today he seemed a bit pressed.
Let's pause for pressed. When someone is pressed, they are stressed, annoyed, or bothered by something. It's like they are under physical pressure. If you are pressed about a comment someone made, it means you are letting it get to you. You are overthinking it or feeling defensive.
He was definitely pressed about the quarterly reports. He was tapping his pen on the mahogany table. Tap, tap, tap. It was driving me crazy. But then he looked at me and said, "Sarah, your last project was it. Just total perfection." I felt all the tension leave my body.
Wait, using it as slang? Yes, that's a thing. When something is it means it is the standard, the best, or exactly what is needed. It's like saying, "This is the one." It's a very high compliment. It means there is nothing else that can compare to what you have done.
I felt so relieved. I was glowing, honestly. I sat down, and the chair felt more comfortable. The light in the room felt warmer. Then my coworker leaned over and whispered, "That report was a mood." I wish I could write like that. I just smiled.
The word mood is fascinating. When something is a mood, it means it captures a specific feeling or situation that you can relate to. If you see a picture of a cat sleeping all day and say mood, it means you feel like doing exactly that. It's about shared resonance.
Exactly. After the meeting, I felt like I could take on the world. I was hyped. I decided to walk home instead of taking the bus. The city felt different. The honking cars sounded like a symphony, and the smell of street food, roasted nuts, and pretzels was just mouth-watering.
To be hyped is to be very excited or energetic about something. It's that feeling of having too much adrenaline and needing to move. You can be hyped for a movie, a concert, or just because you had a good day at work. It's a very positive, high-energy slang term.
I was totally hyped. I even saw a street performer. He was shredding on the guitar, his fingers moving like lightning across the strings. The sound was raw and powerful, echoing off the glass buildings and making the air vibrate. People were stopping just to watch him play.
Shredding is specifically for music, usually guitar. It means playing very fast and with a lot of skill. It's a very cool, specific term. It shows deep respect for someone's technical ability. If you say a musician is shredding, you are saying they are a master of their craft.
He really was. But then some guy tried to flex by pulling out his own guitar and trying to play over him. It was so awkward. He had this expensive, shiny instrument, but he didn't have the soul. He was just trying to show off his gear to the crowd.
To flex means to show off your wealth, your status, or your skills in a way that is often seen as arrogant or unnecessary. Think of someone flexing their muscles in a mirror. In slang, it's about weird flexes or trying to prove you are better than others.
It was such a weird flex. No one was impressed. They all just kept watching the first guy. I even saw someone roll their eyes. I finally got home, and my apartment felt like a sanctuary. I kicked off my shoes, and they landed with 2 soft thuds on the rug.
That sounds like the perfect end to a long day. You know, we've covered a lot of English slang native speakers use daily today.
We really have. It's funny how these words just slip into our lives without us even thinking about it. They just feel right.
To be honest, that's why they are so important for learners to understand. It's the difference between sounding like a textbook and sounding like a friend.
I couldn't agree more. Using slang correctly is like hitting the right note in a song. It just makes everything flow much better.
Well, we've covered a lot today. And honestly, thank you so much for listening all the way through. It really means a lot. Take some time to reflect on today's topic, English slang native speakers use daily in English. Try using one of these words today.
Yes. Go out there and use fire or clutch. See how people react. It's a lot of fun to experiment with new vocabulary.
Thanks for being part of this journey. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next episode. We have so much more to explore.
It's been a blast, Daniel. I can't wait for the next deep dive into how we actually speak in the real world.
Until next time, keep speaking, keep growing. Peace. That's it for today. Thank you so much for listening and spending your time with us. Remember, small steps lead to big changes. If you enjoyed today's topic, please subscribe and leave a comment. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.